one spot. One spot is all that remains, and once again, the Charlotte Phoenix are one series away from the RLCS. No, this is not a rerun. It is not a repeat. It is not a broken record. In their way again stands EUnited. Supersonic, here's a number for you. This is the 8th rematch in the promotion tournament. 8th time that this last match has featured two teams that played each other in the opening round of the tournament. The team that won the match the first time around is 4-3 coming into this. Is it going to be 5-3 or will it be 4-4 when we're all said and done here?
I want to say 5-3. I went Charlotte Phoenix in the first matchup, expecting, looking at it on paper, looking at everything, I expected them to take that one down, but that team didn't show up. I'm not sure what the team that we watched was earlier out of Charlotte Phoenix. Now, against Stromboli, they showed back up. They had their speed there. They were willing to commit that second man to get in there and force their way through, make some goals, better transitions, more passes. If that lives here in this round and we get to see that matchup again, I think the Charlotte Phoenix takes this one down.
3 players in this match have scored 6 goals apiece. 2 of them belong to the Charlotte Phoenix, aided greatly by their performance against Stromboli. We'll see if they carry that over. They have revved it up and they are ready to go. One more series to put one more team into the RLCS. Best of 7 is underway, and it may start with a kickoff goal, but Turinturo will send this one away. Nobody crashing for EUnited. Again, EUnited beat Charlotte Phoenix earlier in the day, but this is the one that counts. This is the one that gets you back into the league next season. Rolled is over to Hoxer. His shot's going to whistle wide, and Karma will take over. And boy, did she come alive against Stromboli earlier.
Yeah, and we talked about it earlier. When Karma's not scoring, the team typically isn't winning. And Karma was involved all over the place throughout that series against Stromboli. Hopefully that's put a little confidence into her and getting her moving. That is where they were losing. They were just not winning any of the 50s, and it felt like they were coming in and being way too patient with their challenges and everything through the first series.
Hoxer, one of those players that has 6 goals today. He scored 5 of them against the Charlotte Phoenix earlier. Karma, she's got 6 as well, but that's going to be saved away. Turinturo's got to get on his horse, and he will get back in time as that ball seemed to die on its way towards the net. Now Rolled is got an accidental second touch. That threw off Turinturo, but now Shadow will just roll one in, and Turinturo had a chance to steal some boots. Instead, he has to come all the way back for some, and somebody has to get to the net, but nobody ultimately does need to, because here comes Charlotte, and this time Hoxer does not make a save that he made twice against Charlotte earlier.
You know, I wasn't sold on Turinturo's performance in the first series that we casted with them, but Turinturo showing up big here in the first minute and a half, has that great reset, puts that right on the money on that top shelf in that corner. Beautiful shot from Turo.
We're so used to seeing Charlotte go with kind of a rather basic, almost telegraphed at times passing play. Get an infield pass, get a booming shot, it's easy to cut out. Turinturo calls his own number. It pays dividends early on. He gets his 5th goal of the day. Will it be enough in game 1? It was a very low-scoring affair when they met earlier on. Shadow loses possession here. Hoxer, double on the way. No, it's saved by Karma. Ajax, pass over to Rolled is, but nobody else can take over, and Turinturo can start it back the other way. Race to the corner boost, won by Turo, trying to get a piece of Rolled is. And he at least altered the clearance attempted up, and now Karma going to take this herself. But a decent challenge cuts out the attack for now. What can they do on the counter? Nobody there for that loose ball, so Karma will bring it right back down. Rolled is, that's going to angle down right to Shadow. That's not what they wanted, but Karma pushed it high. Turinturo to follow. Denied by Rolled is, and Ajax sends it back downfield. EUnited under a lot more pressure early in this series than they were in the first, say, 10 minutes of the series earlier.
Possibly that entire series earlier. The speed at which Charlotte Phoenix is currently playing is almost, on the eyeball test, I would just call it double. I'm sure it's not double the speed, but they're playing much quicker. They're winning these 50s, or at least getting there to where they have a chance to just dead stop the ball. They're not losing balls just back over the top of them over and over and over again. In the first series, the majority of the time, they'd bring the ball up on the EUnited side and get past 2 defenders off the, like, right off the start and end up in a 2v1. That situation hasn't occurred yet.
Chaos in front of the net that almost let a laugher through for EUnited. Save is made, though, just barely. The question was posed in our chats leading up to this. Would Charlotte win the rematch? And the overwhelming sentiment seemed to be that they would struggle mightily. But one thing you need to remember, Ajax! Double tap, bang, bang!
What a shot. Hawks are going to put it out. Ajax going to go ahead, pass it to himself. Gets the twist around for that ridiculous angle and puts one away from wide outside the box.
Boy, that came out of nowhere from Ajax, and it ties up this game. Wow. Here's Shadow trying to drop one off, and Hawkser is right there for it. Karma was not up. He does make that challenge at midfield. Ajax around 1. Hawkser to redirect further into the Charlotte zone. More on that point about Charlotte in a rematch in a moment, as Turo will not get rid of this ball. Hawkser may have Roldiz in support. Roldiz got a lot of Turo, not a lot of ball. Give me Shadow and Turo with everything on the line in one series to decide all of this. I'll give them a shot against just about anybody you could put in front of them. But boy, this is going to be a task. Turo gets this coming off the crossbar. And Shadow and Karma get a little bit caught up back on their own defensive line. Now Shadow and Karma, timing not quite there again. This plagued them in the first series, but Shadow, a little more aggressive this time around. Ajax, one more touch. Won't do anything with it. Looks like we're headed to overtime, as we did a few times in that series, unless Karma can put one in, and Roldiz says no, sir.
Again, low scoring affair here.
Yeah, near miss at the end of regulation there. That might have caused the EUnited fans to have their hearts stop for just a moment. They had some pretty lengthy overtimes first time around. We've had quite a few go well into the 3rd, 4th, even 6th minute of extra time so far today. How long will this one take? Ajax for Roldiz. He won't be able to score from here. And it will be Karma, tasked with taking over in the corner and instead giving up possession to Hawkser. And he nearly ended it right there. He'll get another chance. One-on-one against Karma. No, Turo in support as well. Ajax couldn't get there in time, but Roldiz is back for this. Both teams have had their chances, but nothing great. Now Shadow, drop down? No. Turo is up, but Roldiz is there as well. It's been a little sloppy here in the first minute plus of OT, Super.
It has been. What we saw in the first opening couple minutes there from Charlotte has broken down a little bit. They haven't quite hit what we were watching in game 1 of them versus EUnited. But they are slowing down a little bit. It seems like they went back to a little bit of solo play. It almost felt like they were trying to force some things that just didn't need to occur. But it seems like they're starting to kind of regroup and get this rotation going.
Karma against Hawkser. Neutral. This will kick out towards Ajax. He won't have a shot. He does get this a little closer to center. Here comes Hawkser again, but Karma beats him to the punch. Remember, the only goal in game 1 in the first series, Roldiz scored an own goal. Influenced, of course, by Karma's play. Much different story this time around. Turo for Karma. No, Ajax is there. Now Shadow lobbing another one up. Turo thinks he can get there, but Hawkser beats him again. Boy, Hawkser has been outstanding on both sides of the field. Obviously, we could talk about his offense all day. Very much the same for Shadow all season. But Hawkser has made some incredible high-difficulty saves. Nobody saves this as it whistles just wide. Another attempt though, Shadow to Turo. That's going to go wide as well. Hitting everything except the net. Eventually, someone's going to lock in on it. Shadow waiting. Hoxer to Roll Diz. No, Roll Diz just playing dummy over there on the back wall.
This possession is starting to go the side of EUnited. Ever so slowly, Hoxer is just speeding up. Just inching forward quicker and quicker, and he's starting to win more and more of those midfield battles. It does feel like the pacing of this game is shifting in favor of EUnited.
Well, look at this. Turo trying to get to Shadow. That ball deflected to the corner. Karma's shot stopped by Hoxer. Shadow's going to get back, and he does just barely. Turo is there as well, and Shadow makes that stop too. Now Turo down to Shadow. Roll Diz fighting for position. He does get there first. Ajax now. This is just off the mark, and Karma just collects and tries to dribble out. Actually a smart play because she doesn't give up possession immediately. Now Turo against Ajax. That's wisely off to the corner. More importantly, to a teammate in Hoxer. So Shadow has to collect yet again. It is a more possession-oriented approach to defense for the Charlotte Phoenix. It seems to be working out so far in overtime, but they haven't put one in just yet. Maybe Karma can. No, she can't. Shadow. Another one netward, but Ajax is right there. Didn't have any power behind it. We're into the 5th minute of overtime. Longest so far has gone over 5 minutes. As Hoxer got dunked on by Shadow, and it almost ended like that. Now
so close.
There have been a lot of close calls here, Super. Now Ajax from a wide angle. That's easily cut out by Turo. Hey, nobody is selling out on offense here. It is quite conservative. We're not even seeing a lot of bumps and demos at this point. Everybody making sure the back line is secured as Ajax will climb the ladder again. Hoxer's not there. He's on his way back. Turo just buying more time for his teammates to get set up again. And Ajax clears another one out of harm's way. Oh, now Roll Diz. Didn't get this on target. Turo flexes to the corner. Karma does the same. Hoxer will try, but he's going to have a tough time centering this. Did find Roll Diz. Looking for a double, and Karma had that covered. Think about the momentum that's going to come with this golden goal, whenever and however it comes out here. After a long overtime, after this long overtime with so much on the line in this series, and imagine if it comes on a silly mistake. Ajax pops one over Shadow. Turo is up ahead as well, so only Karma at the defense, but Turo catches up and bails her out. Back and forth they go. This is what you got to beat, Sunless by the way. Here is Karma. Roll Diz against Shadow. And that's easily cleared by Turo. There's no sign of this game ending, which is the weird part. Because again, everybody's playing very cautiously. You're not seeing sellouts. You're not seeing triple commits. Here's Turo. Back forward. That's missed a couple of times. Karma over to Turo. Then they just can't force this through.
It's so interesting because both teams are changing up their play styles. There's moments where they're just bombing the ball down the field and looking for a quick transition. And then 30 seconds later, it'll switch into these kind of more slowed controls. Like Hoxer's bringing this out a bit slower than they previously were. And it keeps going back and forth. And I think because both teams are changing that up so much, they're both playing very cautious of each other. And it's kind of lulling into this slower style where we're not getting as many goals because everyone's playing so passive.
This is one of the longer ones we've ever had in the promotion tournament. It is Ajax over to the corner. Hoxer again blocked by Shadow, and Roll Diz missed this. Another opportunity for the Charlotte Phoenix. But again, Ajax up so quickly. and over Shadow with the flip reset. Well done. He even stole some boost on his way through. Now Turo is at least able to beat Hoxer, throw him out of position for a moment. Karma trying desperately to get that ball centered for Shadow. Have to settle for Turo instead. Angling downward, and Shadow gets a piece of this. Hoxer threatening to bomb one down towards a mostly empty net. I think Karma would have been able to get back. Now Shadow with this challenge. Jump ball won by Turo. And Ajax stands tall yet again. 8 minutes now of overtime. Still no end in sight as Turo will collect. Now rolled it.
For the amount of time that's gone by, the number of shots from each team is so low, and they're just playing so much defense that they're not really allowing shots. But Turo gonna knock that one away. Ajax, I thought he was gonna sneak that one in there.
That was one of EUnited's best chances, and that ball skipped out and kind of caught Shadow by surprise that it was not played well by the defense. Charlotte will try again. Turo denied by Ajax, and Rolled is stuck on the wall here, battling Karma. Now this will get through. It will end up wide. And Shadow, boy, he took his sweet time, making sure to get boost. Turo's gonna miss this. Rolled doesn't have a shot yet in this game, and he still does not have one after 14 minutes of play.
That stretch out there from Turo looked all kinds of awkward. I'm not sure he knew where he was when he was going for that one off the wall there.
It is Rolled again, challenged by Shadow. Hoxer now, and just kind of a weak shot towards the target, but it threw off the defense, floating, and still cleared away at the end.
Shadow with his 5th save of the game coming in to bail them out of a terrible situation.
And Charlotte looks like a mess right now on the defensive end. Karma and Turo, they both jump, but Turo's going to need one more touch, and he does slow things up just a little bit. Does not clear the zone. Rolled there, but Shadow beats him to the punch. And now Turo trying to get around Ajax, and he can't fake him out. Karma does take her corner boost. Somebody's got to get up for this. It is Turo. Another ball dangerously close to the center. Now Rolled has to rush back as this is well wide, and he can't take his own boost. Turo lobbing one at the net, and that's really what the Charlotte Phoenix needed. Just something towards the EUnited net to slow things down just a little bit. Now we're 15 minutes deep into this opening game of a best of 7. Pop over one. Shadow to win it. No. And Rolled sends this downfield. Nobody back for the Phoenix. It's going to be a tight angle for Ajax, and he could not get to it for a shot.
That choice by Shadow, recognizing that he could challenge that ball and go in for that. Chose to leave that open net. Risky play, but he ends up paying off for him as they did take possession for a moment.
Ajax is up ahead of Turo. Rolled beats Shadow to the punch, but Shadow still gets a piece. Hoxer rolling one, and it's not saved. Hoxer finally rolls one through after nearly 16 minutes. Game 1 finally comes to a close.
And that's exactly what it ends up being. You said earlier it's going to be a silly mistake, something there, nobody in net, just a breakdown in the rotation defensively for Charlotte Phoenix. And it felt that way really for the last 2.5 to 3 minutes. It felt like they were just kind of battling to stay involved and stay in the play. Really felt like they couldn't piece that back together. Hopefully they can come out in this next one and get that going.
My goodness, if timeouts were a thing, I imagine people would be taking one right about now. Good grief. After all that, you had about 60 seconds to get a water, get up, stretch a little bit, and get right back into it. But it is EUnited taking game 1 after, over 16 minutes. And now you got to reset and do it all over again. It's got to be the longest that we've had in the promotion tournament. I can't think of an overtime that has gone longer than that.
Yeah. I think the longest one that I don't know about previous promotion tournaments. For this one, it definitely is. I think the longest one we had today was 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes, somewhere in that range. So Longest one for today for sure.
Well, with that little bit of, I'm going to call it history until somebody corrects me and tells me it isn't. With that out of the way, we're going to go to game 2 because that was fun. I mean, we just played enough for almost an entire, actually, we have played enough for an entire series, just about. And now we get to do it all over again. Game 2 on Neo Tokyo. 1-0 to EUnited. Can they build on it? Or will Charlotte rise from the ashes and tie up the series? Oxer. That's going to drop down to Shadow. And for all these players that didn't score, which the list consists of Roldiz, Shadow, and Karma in that opening game, that game had to feel especially like an eternity. Oh, as Ajax will get another. He did this in game 1 to tie it, and now he's done it again very early on.
Same situation, opposite side of the goal, though. He's going to take that one across to the left and bring it back in as he crosses up on the ball. Beautifully placed shot, showing that he can do it all.
Roldiz logging just his second shot of the series. That officially registers as one. Now Karma. It's around one defender, but Roldiz is right there to back everything up. So EUnited, they strike to end that long overtime. They score very early in game 2. They hold all the cards here so far in this series. Ajax downfield, and that's going to find its way in 2. I wonder if Roldiz had any part in this. Did he get in Turo's way?
I'm not sure. I believe he did. He jumps in. He does make contact. It looked like he just barely touched Turo there and set him off course.
Now Charlotte's got to stop the bleeding here. They've given up yet another goal to Ajax in particular. His third of the series. And boy, every goal he scored, it has been a belter. This will drop down. Shadow's right there for it. Shadow is a guy that needs to get involved in this series in particular. They have been waiting. He did it in the Stromboli series. He showed up at times in the first series with EUnited. But not enough for a guy who has been the guy on this Charlotte roster for the past 2 seasons. Turo banking one out. Karma can't get there in time as Roldiz dumps another back in. Still a long time to go here in game 2, but a 2-goal deficit the way that EUnited is playing in this series. With all the momentum they've got, it's got to feel like a 3 or 4 goal deficit right about now.
Yeah, they're playing extremely aggressive as well. They've sped up a ton really since that 3.5 minute mark into OT, or the final 3.5 minutes of that OT. Charlotte Phoenix started slowing down, their rotation got broken down, and since then the confidence level and the speed of EUnited has gone through the roof. They are rushing 2 people downfield. They're just trying to suffocate the defense of Charlotte Phoenix now that they know they can tilt them and get them off course.
Oxer just pops one for Turo to take over, and Karma did not get all of this. So Ajax will take over off the turnover. Another flick onward, and Turo makes one save. It's the second you got to worry about. This time Roldiz misses high. Angling downward, that Ajax will just wait as Shadow didn't play it cleanly. Now down to 2 minutes. Roldiz, no, and Ajax will give way to Hoxer, who just misses high. This could be a lot worse than 2-0. Karma flick on, and that's going to be stopped by Ajax, who barely got a piece of that ball. This needs to get centered. It does. Shadow bullying Roldiz in net, but Hoxer makes the stop on Turo. And now Hoxer will have a look at the net. Nope, he'll set one up for Ajax, whose shot is saved by Shadow. Back and forth they go. Charlotte got to be wondering, what is it going to take to beat the defense of EUnited? They have tried to get clever. It hasn't worked. This time they do. Right down the middle past Ajax.
Said Karma's got to score for these rounds that they win. Karma finally puts one up on the board, gets a nice little flick over Ajax. Ajax with a bit of a panic flip there, not able to react in time. That might be the wind in the sail that Charlotte Phoenix needs to try and bring this one back.
Hoxler trying to get that goal right back, and Shadow up to the task. Now Ajax having a tough time with this, and Turinturo trying to make things even more difficult. But Hoxler will clear another one away and chase it down. Got a piece of that, but Shadow was there. Good win by Ajax, forcing Karma into action. And all Roldiz can do is just kill a little more time off the clock. The clock, very much the friend of EUnited so far. 40 more seconds. Shadow runs right through one defender, but put too much behind this, so it'll take more effort to get the ball centered. Karma throws one way up, not the touch she wanted. That got away from her. So now Shadow will try again. Hoxer again cuts us out. And now we're seeing bits of what we saw from Charlotte Phoenix the first time around. Getting very predictable and allowing EUnited to pick off all these midfield passes. Turinturo gets knocked out of the play, and Hoxer will score.
And that's probably sealing the deal there, unless we get two crazy kickoff goals. And I agree with you. What they're doing in the midfield is they're cutting off those passing lanes, which has really forced Charlotte Phoenix to try and play these down the wall and down the sidelines, which just turns into the ball going down and coming right back. And anytime they do go to the middle, Hoxer is there. He's been there to break that pass up. He's not letting them use any height or space in the middle of the field.
Game 2 going to EUnited. Very much like it did the first time around. EUnited took a 2-0 lead. Charlotte battled back and tied the series before EUnited took games 5 and 6. Do they have that for an encore? You look at the big glaring numbers there. First of all, no shots at all on the target for Shadow in game 2, Super.
That's insane. That is actually mind-boggling to me, considering, I'm going to pull up his stats real quick. Where did I put it? He's averaging 3.5 shots per game, typically, which is one of the higher shots per game out of a player that we've seen in the rival series. For him to put up 0 really shows the level at which these guys were kind of being suffocated and stuck on their own end of the field and no opportunities allowed to them. And Shadow does really well with Turo and Karma when they get those infield passes, but as we talked about, Hoxer's been there to break that up time and time again, and when they try and bring it down the sidewall, there's been somebody there for that as well. They're playing just a bit back off that 50 line on the side of EUnited, waiting for them to try and bring it down the sideline.
3 assists in that game for Roldiz. That is how he has made his presence felt in this whole series. He has 2 shots in now like 21 minutes of gameplay, spanning, of course, 2 games. But he has been everywhere EUnited has needed him to be. He has been the ultimate role player, and now he is 2 wins away from helping EUnited retain their spot in the RLCS. But as we learned the first time these two teams met, not too long ago today, there is still a lot of fight left in the Charlotte Phoenix, you have to imagine. Turinturo, that is cut out by Hoxer, and Roldiz will take over, finding Ajax, trying to run into Karma on his way through. But Karma avoided contact, made the stop, and now Hoxer will try his luck, and Karma stops this too. That's an excellent challenge, too, for Karma, reading where that ball was going to end up. Now Ajax trying to go over Shadow. He does. Good bracket defense, though, as Karma is there in support. Karma, he'll climb up, and this should be saved away. Everybody on defense for EUnited. Very coordinated on the defensive end as well. Now Shadow, one-on-one with Hoxer, and Hoxer makes the stop. There have been so many times, Supersonic, we've seen Hoxer and Roldiz in particular make a lot of saves that you wouldn't give them much of a chance of making. There was even one in that last game that Roldiz stopped early on that played a huge role in the defensive effort for EUnited. You don't see that too often in the promo tournament. It's normally a team with a high-powered offense not the stifling defense that we're seeing. Ooh. Finally, Turinturo breaks through, though, as he scores his second double of the series.
Turinturo being the guy that's kind of getting it done for Charlotte right now. We talk so much about Shadow. We talk a lot about Karma. Turinturo is also one of those guys that can just get things done in a pinch when you need him to. And we need to see just a little bit more of that from any of them. Turinturo, though, big first goal, gets them on the board. Can they hold on to it this time, though? They started with the 1-0 lead in game number 1 and eventually gave it up. Hoxer with a beautiful save in that top corner.
Yeah, what a reflex save there by Hoxer, recognizing he is in the right place at the right time. But this is the guy to stop, and Roldiz does, as he does stop Turinturo. Now Karma will try. Hoxer made the initial save again. Now Shadow just popping one up. And again, I mean, it's got to be a grudge at this point. Hoxer just stymieing Karma every time down the field.
Hoxer's been there to do that to everyone, though. Hoxer has been all over the field. Wherever the hole is, Hoxer has been there to break it up time and time again, other than these 2 goals from Turo off the backboard, which Turo goes for another. That one's going to be off and wide. Ajax to Roldiz to the net. Hoxer going to finish it off and steal it away. Takes it for himself.
And so again, Roldiz held scoreless in this series, but he'll get credit for the shot officially. His 3rd shot of the series, and here we are all tied up. Well, it has been a double tap showcase put on by Turinturo and Ajax so far as well. Shadow will send this away. Karma had jumped as well. Roldiz trying to delay. Turinturo trying to chase down Hoxer. This is going to float across the goal line, and it will roll in. Turinturo, what is this, about 10 miles an hour on the way in? 11.
11. What a nice eyeballs there. Good call on that one, Stags. 11 miles per hour. Turo gonna get in. I love the aggressiveness right now from Turo and Shadow. They're really trying to just get this one done. You can see them going in and making challenges that they weren't making in the opening series of the day. In their opening series.
I could only recognize it was about that slow because that's the speed of most of my goals in rank. Hoxer, big shot here, and that's going to be saved by Shadow. He'll take another shot himself. Not a lot of pace behind it. And Turinturo jumps there ahead of Hoxer. Karma's got to get up quickly for this. She does. Has enough boost to follow the play as well, but Ajax is there in support for EUnited. That is not good for Turinturo, but he's able to clean up his own mess, at least for now. It'll be Ajax here with 90 seconds left, looking to tie things up, and he does. His 4th goal of the series.
Yeah, we talked about how much Hoxer was doing and how he's been everywhere. He's been there defensively. He was the man in the series when they played earlier today. But Ajax has come alive. He's doing it all. Backboard touches, flicks to get the goals, all of them. Beautiful execution.
Overtime is looming again. The last thing these players want to hear after about 11 minutes of OT in game 1. Demo by Turinturo has left the net partially open, but Roldiz stands firm yet again. Now Turinturo, great pass out in front, but nobody coming on. So in the end, how great a pass was it really? He is still downfield for this though, and he couldn't get a redirect with any speed on net. Karma gets around Ajax, who was trying to read the play, and now Shadow has Karma downfield. She can steal some boost and at least be downfield if needed, but now she's got to rush back because here comes Ajax. Here comes EUnited, and Turo makes one stop. Shadow's got to get this out of harm's way, and he does. Ajax up again, this time to the corner. Is he going to do it again? No.
He's trying.
Boy, is he. Now Karma to take this herself, 1-on-2. Easily stopped by Ajax. Regulation winding down. Buckle up. Here we go again. Shadow stopping this one from Roldiz. Hoxer will try to center one more time, but nobody's there. They're going to wait for a mistake. None comes here. Karma looking to finish it off with a double, and she does! With 1 second to go!
1 second left. Karma gonna intercept this one. Self pass off the back wall and down. Just barely missing that save is Hoxer. Once again, though, almost dashing all the hopes and dreams of Charlotte Phoenix. Hoxer's always there.
Ajax needs to keep this up, and he cannot. And the Charlotte Phoenix survive, and you could argue they steal one here in Game 3 to get them on the board.
I don't even know if it's stealing one. Look at the stat lines on this. By 11 shots to 3. EUnited sinks 2 of those 3. They are stuck on their end for defense. They are basically pinned in their end. Charlotte Phoenix controlled the pacing of that match, but EUnited capitalizes so well on mistakes that they're just in the fight always. That and Hoxer's always, for some reason, in between the ball and the net.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, we, of course, get the benefit of watching some of the in-game highlights as they queue up for game number 4, and it is just Hoxer making a Torment-esque YouTube reel. Just save after save after save. And ultimately, in the end, it is Karma that scores the game winner. And boy, did they need that. The Charlotte Phoenix in danger of going down 3-0, like they were, of course, in danger of going down 3-0 the first time around against EUnited. Now can they drag this back and tie things up, Super?
I think they're still in it. They're gonna hopefully we'll see what happens here at the start of this match and see if that goal is what we're expecting to be that confidence booster and get them going and get them moving again. They're going in and out of these rotations where they're figuring it out, and then you can see when nothing happens for a while, they start to get frustrated and create some unfortunate situations for themselves. But they have been able to get back into control out of those moments too. It's kind of a wild roller coaster ride of emotion watching them play.
There's something to the tune of about 4 straight shutouts in the first series as the teams traded clean sheets back and forth. Shadow challenging Hoxer here, and he comes out the better of the two. Now Turinturo trying to get by Roll Diz, but it's Diz who makes the stop here. So now Karma's shot, that's going to be saved away by Ajax. That is how we start game number 4. Turinturo trying to center for Karma. She got a shot off, but it was heavily hindered by the defense. Ajax got the ball and by association knocked Turinturo out of the way. Now can Shadow dive onto this? No, Roll Diz will get this deep into the corner and get a piece of this ball, but Karma is right there. Another shot on officially. Easy save for Ajax. But now what can Turinturo do? Nothing to fool Ajax. Watching those two go head-to-head has been quite the treat so far in this series. What do these two human highlight reels have in store in Game 4? Turo trying to get one out to Shadow, and he could not get a clean shot off. Now Karma trying to run through Ajax. Turinturo coming up, and he's got to run back out to midfield as well.
So far for me, this is looking like the Charlotte Phoenix that we've watched. They are coming out, they're aggressively attacking the box, Shadow pushing in, that third man coming up in a situation where it could have been a triple commit, which would have been an issue, but recognizing that they had the opportunity. The ball did get knocked away, but I like seeing the aggressive play.
Turinturo and Shadow combine to get this ball downfield. It is trouble. Shadow's going to roll it through. No, Turinturo will get credit. I don't think Shadow touched it.
I'm not sure that, I don't believe Shadow touched it. I don't believe Turinturo touched it. I think it actually comes off a defender and some bumps here. Yeah, they're actually going to bump him out of the way, and in that chaos, they knock the ball into their own net. Second goal of the day being gifted over to Charlotte Phoenix by the defense. I wouldn't say that was full gifted, but you get what I mean.
So Shadow is denied his first goal of the series, and he will clear this ball away as Turinturo officially has the Charlotte Phoenix in front in Game 4. It's looking very similar to the previous series. Turinturo over towards Shadow. That's blocked by Roll Diz from the ceiling. Had his flip and could not put one on target. Now Shadow just lobbing one downfield, trying to get to the defense snapping, trying to make them make a mistake. Karma does take out Hoxer. That's a good start. And Turo was gunning for Ajax, I believe, but could not make contact. So now it'll be Shadow. Well, yeah, so Supersonic, we look at the way this series has gone. If you're EUnited at this point, are you going, oh no, here we go again? Because here comes Turinturo. Oh. He's going to add another. It's his 5th.
It's not, oh no, here we go again. It's, oh no, here comes Turinturo again. Turinturo is a highlight reel right now. It seems like a battle between him and Ajax on who's going to be the MVP of this series.
That will probably be determined simply by who wins. It is Karma. Oh, that's deflected by the attackers of EUnited. Turinturo in a tough spot. Roll disc coming on, trying to take advantage of a mistake. The ball floated harmfully towards the center, but again is blocked away. Now Ajax got a pass over to Hoxer. That is cut out by Shadow. Everything that EUnited was doing to the Charlotte Phoenix for most of the day now being thrown right back at them. Hoxer back off the ceiling. This is dangerous, and Shadow swoops in to clear that away. Now it's Shadow again in the final minute. Charlotte Phoenix trying to hang on for dear life, tie up this series.
I'm liking the play right now.
Well, sorry, you were saying you're going to like that. I hope you were going to say the Charlotte Phoenix, because that was not great defense out of the EUnited squad.
Yes, I was absolutely going to say Charlotte Phoenix. I'm liking what they're doing right now. They're just trying to control. They're playing the clock. Karma going to throw one at net. Ajax going to knock it away. But they're taking control of the game and the pacing, and they're eating the clock while they're up. They're playing exactly as they should be while they're playing from ahead. Where on the Stromboli match, they just kind of kept the fire going and kept playing. In this situation, they're recognizing, respecting the other team, and just trying to control the pace of the match and run this clock down.
And when this clock, well, it has hit 0. When the ball touches the ground, it will be a brand new series. 2 games apiece. The Charlotte Phoenix and EUnited gearing up for yet another classic, perhaps.